raised in Africa, right? So the reason I came to United States, people used to meet me on the streets like, how did you come to school? No, I came to eat. I came for food. I came to work. And I've been hustling all my life. I don't have a bachelor's degree. I don't have a master's degree. I have a PhD. Poor, hungry, and driven.
Buenos dias, ¿cómo estás? We're in fucking Barcelona. We're with the head honcho, the man in charge, living extra large. He just dropped some nice poetry over here. We're with Reda, the president of EDM Network. These motherfuckers are doing big things. They made Inc. 500 real high. Is Legion fucked? Is Legion dead? What do you think?
Lead gen business is very lucrative. It can make you a lot of money, but things are getting tough these days. You just have to be careful.
So how do you deal with that situation?
The key is always to filter out your buyers, do some research on who they are, check on their credit, and then we use an insurance company that insures 90% of that revenue.
I know you're a big believer in partnerships and relationships. This is a relationship business.
This business is not about how much money you can make, how big you are. It's how big your heart is and how much you care about the people you're working with. Because at the end of the day, we are just people trying to make money together, right?
You guys tend to find the shit before it gets hot.
If you surround yourself with big people in big industries, they know what's gonna happen before you know. We connect with those people, so we try to understand what's gonna happen.
What's your last piece of advice?
The last piece of advice that I'm giving you is this.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the greatest show on earth, LFG.
Yo, guys, buenos dias, ¿cómo estás? We're in fucking Barcelona. We're with the head honcho, the man in charge, living extra large. He just dropped some nice poetry over here. We're with Reda, the president of EDM Network. These motherfuckers are doing big things. They made Inc. 500 real high. What would you rank? 27, 28? Fucking 10 only?
We shoot here for 27, but we were 33 on the Inc. 5,000. Beep, beep, beep.
That's fucking big, man. And congratulations on that. I interviewed your partner, Jamal English. Big congrats to him. He just built his house in Arizona. Big ass party coming pretty soon. We're gonna pop some bottles. We're not inviting Diddy. We're not inviting R. Kelly. It'll be fucking exclusive. No oil. None of that shit.
No baby oil is in, don't bring baby oil. All you gotta bring is like a nice gift, like a Rolls Royce, a Maserati, nice watches. We don't accept anything.
There's some microverted leads that we could sell.
Welcome here in Barcelona. I'm with the one and only David, the LFG Show, one of the best shows on this business.
I haven't done Pilates in 10 days, but I'm getting soft. I gotta get back in this shit. Anyway, let's get serious here. Talk about making some real fucking money. I forgot where the hell I was gonna go with all this. Listen, this is what it comes down to. We're talking about baby oil. We're talking about Diddy got let free, whether you like it or not. Is Legion fucked? Is Legion dead? What do you think? You were talking about it before.
Yeah, the notion is not like is the Legion fucked. Is the getting paid in this business. Like I have a lot of friends. They're on a ton of media. Millions of dollars in this business, and these days it seems like a lot of them are not getting paid. And the Legion business, especially on the media, we work on a low percentage on the revenue, right? Your profit margins are thin, and if you don't get paid with one buyer, basically it's going to mess up your cash flow. And it's getting very, very hard. I have a lot of friends in the business that reach out to me because, I have connections with like big time lawyers. And just yesterday, the guy reached out to me, via Jamal. He's like, hey, I got someone $300,000 he didn't pay me for a month, and I think he's gonna disappear. So that's hard. It's very, very hard. Lead gen business is very lucrative. It can make you a lot of money, but things are getting tough these days. You just have to be careful.
So how do you deal with that situation when that happens? I know it's happened with you guys. You had a big one, like a 7-figure one, and that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, the key is always to filter out your buyers and make sure that you know who they are. Make sure before you do business with them, you go meet them face to face. That's why we don't deal with the small buyers. Go to their office, meet them, get to know who they are, do some, research on who they are, check on their credit, and then they have to fill up a credit application. Make sure that we do that, and then we use an insurance company that insures 90% of that revenue. So let's say there's a company who wants to do $10 million worth of business. We try to insure that $10 million. The insurance company, they do diligence. They figure out everything about this company. They say, okay, we can only insure you for like $5 million. So we do only that much of business. If that company doesn't pay us, we're still getting paid 90% from the insurance company. I might lose that 10%, which is gonna eat up my margin, but still I'm gonna get my money.
Yeah, is that with Allianz?
Yes,
yeah.
Allianz. Yes.
All right, man. I talked about this before, man. I heard about Allianz in October 2022. I was in a mastermind. Shout out Carlos Bruno, Ringbo, at a mastermind that he threw, which was fantastic. And Adam Young talked about Allianz. I wrote it down. I got it in my fucking phone. And you know what? I did nothing with that information. I went and made some business. I got banged up that night. Forgot about that shit. Meanwhile, 3 years later, pissed away 300, 400 grand for people that didn't pay me. I signed up for Allianz finally because I got tired of getting burned. And bro, within a month, I got burned 2 small debt floors, 25 grand, but I got back 22,005. I was so fucking happy about it. So
100%.
I really recommend, definitely look into Allianz. We're going to put a link for that. But they, dude, even if you get 90% back, it's better than fucking nothing, man. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah, and it seems like, in the last 10 years, like a lot of people are working for lead gen companies, and then they left and they became brokers to do a lead gen. So what we see right now, which is hurting the marketplace, is that you have like 4 or 5 legs. What does it mean? Right now we work directly with publishers, so we are first leg. When I sell to a buyer, I'm a first leg. But what's disrupting the business right now is that somebody buys a lead and then sells it to somebody else and then sells it to somebody else and then try to sell it to you. By the time you try to sell it to your buyer, you have like 4 or 5 different margins that sits right on the top of what the publisher is looking for. That is going to hurt you. Basically, you see a lot of people sending like thousands of calls, but none of them get accepted because the buyer said that's too expensive. So the key is to find the right publisher, publish your own, or find the right publisher right now so you can be first leg.
Yeah, and that's your solution you guys have at EDM, right? You created this marketplace where it doesn't matter, like 80 verticals you guys work in, right? It doesn't matter the vertical. You guys handle all that shit. You just want guys that know what they're doing, guys or girls that know how to drive media. You handle all that shit. Everyone gets paid. They do what they're good at. They stay in their lane, correct?
100%. So a publisher comes in, signs up in our platform. They put their ad spends, they put the link in for all of the information, and then our team, the QA team, do the due diligence, figure out, are they true publishers? If they are, we set up a meeting. They need to show us their ad manager. Yeah, they do have an ad manager. They do run their own ads, and then we're gonna certify them as an EDM publisher. They log into the application, the software, and then they list all of the products that they have. Now, once they do that, we have like hundreds of buyers. They get pinged. They say, hey, this publisher has this product. The publisher goes, checks them out. So it's 100% direct link where the buyer sees who the publisher is. They check their portfolio. They check their profile. If they want to accept doing business with them, they just turn 1 click. Now you have direct connection between the publisher and the buyer.
Yeah, it's great. I think it's a great solution for
100%.
people. This show, by the way, Red Affiliate Takeover. Shout out Alex Mikkel. Just got here about 30 minutes ago. There's a big buzzing where I like it. I'm looking forward to this show. But people come from all over the world, right? Everyone wants traffic, right? But the thing is, how do you get the right buyer? How do you navigate that? Especially someone new getting in the industry, or someone, doesn't matter if you're new or old, navigating that's hard. So the partnerships are huge, right? And I know you're a big believer in partnerships and relationships. This is a relationship business. I think you're the first one that told me that. Wow, but now it's not that many times. Like years ago, you told me that.
1000%. This business is not about how much money you can make, how big you are. It's how big your heart is and how much you care about the people you're working with. Go to a lot of these shows. Be yourself. Be honest. Have integrity. Have loyalty. Have trust. Because at the end of the day, we are just people trying to make money together, right? So honesty is everything. So if you wanna be big in this lead gen space, make sure you go to at least 6 or 10 shows. Show your face, meet people, take them out to eat, show them, your personality, make sure that they trust you. If they trust you, they will trust your business and they will do a ton of business with you.
Yeah, 100%. There was a new endeavor called Roofs in the Box. It's just, man, from day one, it's taken off.
When I first started getting in the roofing industry, what was happening was my fixed costs were always there. And so for me, I was looking at how can we kind of, 1, save on these costs, and then 2, how do I not lay people off during down times? But also maybe even the ability to pocket more money during the slow season or even the peak season. Since we've done this before, like with our lead gen companies where we have virtual staffing and from Argentina or Colombia, I'm like, why don't we do the same thing in the construction business? Now, once we figured it out, we reduced their fixed cost by 70%. And so now during the downtime, they have real seasoned veteran type of players, but during the uptime, they pocket 70% of their operational costs are now going back in their pocket. And then when it's time to scale, they have the back end prepared, already ready to go to help them like lift off. Depending on what state you're in, you're averaging about 12.5% on what you pay out on taxes, insurance, all the different insurances that you have to pay out, right? So yeah, you don't have to pay out unemployment, you don't have to pay out FICA insurance, Medicare, Social Security, the things that business owners have to eat.
Roofs in the Box is not just limited to roofing or home improvement companies.
You can use it for any services, right? You can use it for IT. We use them internally for data sales, for hygiene, for analytics. It doesn't even matter what the vertical is.
Like business in the box at the end of the day.
Pretty much, yeah.
So which verticals are popping for you now? Like what you're here and you mentioned legal pretty
Yeah, legal, yeah. I'm trying to find much bigger like publishers on legal. We do everything on insurance, real estate, home services, on legal. We're getting to on the real estate, which is a good book.
What exactly in real estate?
On real estate, there are a lot of companies right now who wants to pay cash for homes.
Yes.
But they need people, right? So we run ads on social media for people. Hey, would you like to sell your house? You can get paid the next day. So those people reach out to us, and we send them to these companies who are trying to do cash for houses. So real estate is getting big, very, very big.
Yeah, I like that product because listen, you travel, I travel, we travel like fucking crazy, especially in America. And everywhere I go, people are strapped, man. I know people making a lot of money on paper, but the expenses are through the fucking roof. We both live in South Florida. We see how that is. So the point is that the biggest piggy bank for Americans right now is their home, right? They might not have a lot of liquidity. They got maybe 5-10 grand in the bank, but their home, they got 6 figures, right? So that's a good way for their tap. But I think that's one vertical I don't hear a lot of people talking about. I think that's going to come up pretty good.
1000%. And there is a very weird vertical that's popping in the United States. This is for like everybody who purchased the solar, right?
I heard about this one.
Yeah, and it's a huge one. It's like $300 million budget. Everybody's
How much?
$300 million
A year?
There's a budget that there are all of these law firms.
Oh, it's like a tort.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a budget that they're looking for media. It's like, look, if you look at all of the law firms who are trying to sue, right, their budget combined is $300 million to buy the media, to buy the people. So right now, that's huge. For example, a lot of companies, if you notice, a lot of solar companies, they went out of business, right? So now, if somebody installed your mortgage, right, not your mortgage, but installed solar, right, you have after service because usually that's what they do. But they went out of business, so they broke their contract. So now legally, you can have some lawyers who can go after them, and you can get that solar for free. So all of these, law firms, they are looking for these people who get their solars installed, and it's a big, big vertical.
Yeah, guys, you understand. I mean, obviously, everyone knows I have a company called Solar Direct Marketing. Our production in solar is probably down fucking 70% from the top. But when solar was hot, like anything else, when there's a lot of money, people do fucked up things. There were companies selling Miss Jones, 87-year-old lady, this promise that she's going to save all this fucking money, and she didn't save shit. She didn't qualify for the tax credits, right? So you got a lot of people. I don't know what the exact amount is, but they got ripped off is what it comes down to. So now these lawyers are going after those companies, and they're going to win, man. I have no doubt they're going to make it work.
The good thing about your company and why you stay in business, because even though it's 70% down, you stay in business because you did things right.
Oh, correct. Yes. 100%,
I don't think that the reason for your business to be 70% down because of what you guys have done, but I think it's interest rates. I just want to make sure that everybody
that's my solar side. Yeah, we got other sides of it.
Yeah, and I'm talking about the solar side.
Yeah, correct.
I'm talking about solar side. I don't want someone who's listening to say, oh, they want 70% down because it's something wrong. Yeah. That's not what happened. The reason why, because I've done a ton of business with him, one of the most trustworthy company and trustworthy trend that happened in this business is that, when the interest rate goes up, a lot of people, they cannot afford to do solar anymore. Yeah. But that's a campaign. The key is, especially for us as a media, is that we try to diversify our portfolio of products.
Correct.
Because, you have insurance that gets hot, and then, you have real estate that gets hot, and then you have... you have financial services that get hot, and then you have legal that gets hot. So the key, if you want to be successful in this business, have at least 10 very solid verticals. Try to do your own media buying, but you cannot, you can't spend $20 million a week, right? Try to do some of it, right? And then try to find the good partners that you can work with and find the right publishers.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and what I like about working with you guys tend, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's you or Jamal or both of you guys tend to find the shit before it gets hot. Like if stuff's, like it's like fucking Bitcoin. I found out about Bitcoin maybe in 2014, right before it cracked 1,000. And like, fuck, this thing went from like a penny to 1,000. It's probably too late, right? And I didn't get involved. I got involved at like, I don't know, 2,000, sold it at 10, then it came back in. Like, that fucked up. But the point is that I feel like back when it was at 1,000 Bitcoin, that may have been like second inning for this shit.
Yeah.
I don't know where we're at now, 6 or 7, but I feel like you guys find shit in the first inning, second inning, right?
Yeah.
The solar thing, you're the first guy that told me about this like 4 or 5 months ago.
Yeah.
And there's other things you guys were. Why do you think you guys are able to find these things before other people?
I mean, the key is to, understand the market, right? Let's say, for example, when we knew that the interest rates are going up, right? There are some private equities that they give you a lower interest rate. So we reach out to those companies, say, hey, I can give you thousands of people, who might use your services. And then they said, all right, make a presentation. So this is the kind of people we want to bring into. They have a high net worth, they can afford the mortgages, and they say, okay, send us the calls. Same thing with legal, right? If we know that something is coming up in the future, because you can hear buzzes, right? If you surround yourself with big people in big industries, they know what's gonna happen before you know.
Yeah.
Right? Like in anything in life, in like business, in war, and people on top, they know what's gonna happen. We connect with those people, so we try to understand what's gonna happen, right? For example, this the lawsuit for the solar, a friend of mine, his brother was like an attorney general, and he said, I'm getting ready, on my law firm to go after these people. Okay, you're gonna go after these people. Let me get them for you first.
Yeah.
So we teamed up with that person, he was like an attorney general like 10, 20 years ago. Now he's a huge law firm. So we started doing that business with him when people didn't even know that it's a business. Why? If I didn't talk to that guy, I wouldn't have had that information. So the secret, surround yourself with people who are smarter than you, much smarter than you. If you are sitting in the group and you're the smarter guy, walk away, because you have nothing to learn. And always try to rub elbows with people who have done things that you're trying to do, right? Failure, right? Failure is great, because failure itself is a course, right? Everything in life teaches you something, right? If you fail, you already succeeded at trying.
Correct.
Right? So, I always tell people that fear destroyed more dreams than failure did. We always blame failure. I did this business and I sucked and I lost. No, fail, it's good to fail. It's bad if you don't try, right? Because that's the key. So try to surround yourself with people who know better than you. Research, what you're trying to do so you can become a pro. Be humble, right? Diversify your time for like family and work and faith, and take care of your body and your soul, because at the end of the day, we are gonna go and we are taking nothing with us.
Correct.
The millions we are building right now, it's for our future in-laws, right, who have no fucking idea who we are. They live in like, in huge houses and drive nice cars, and you are like busting your ass right now. Take care of yourself first.
Yeah, I love it, man. That's all great stuff, man. I'm with my family. You've been in Europe last week. We're here, got a little business, gonna get that done here, but it's true. I'm creating those memories, and bro, when I'm gone, it's gonna go to my kids, right? And then gonna go to their kids. They're gonna know who the fuck David Stovalax was, right? So we're here, gotta have fun.
100%. I mean, I was born and raised in Africa, right, in Algeria, very, very poor. I mean, you can go and read my book. It's free. I give it to everybody.
We'll put a link here.
Yeah, it calls Holes in Shoes and Stars in the Sky, right? So the reason I came to United States, when I was very young, like 16, 17 years old, people used to meet me on the streets like, how did you come to school? No, I came to eat. I came for food. I came to work, and I've been hustling all my life. I don't have a bachelor's degree. I don't have a master's degree. I have a PhD. What is a PhD? Poor, hungry, and driven. That's what got me through this. And then I'm going to work all my life, right? Go nonstop, 30 years of hard work, build like a multi-million-dollar company, and then I'm gonna die, and then that money is going to the kids, and then their spouses, and they're gonna have a great life. So is it worth all of my sacrifice for that? I say, well, half of it, yes, because they are kids, but the other half, I enjoy myself. I go to, just like you, I go all over the world. I take care of my body, even though like, I used to be much stronger. I go with my wife everywhere. So the key is to find that balance, to find a niche, make a ton of money, reinvest that money in real estate so you can have like all this recurring revenue that's coming up, and just enjoy yourself. Don't give yourself too much hard time. If you fail, it's great because you try.
I agree. I love it. You talking about a couple good things. You talk about rubbing elbows, right?
Yeah.
People that are powerful, make decisions and whatever. And then also about taking care of your health. So that ties in, man. We got to talk about Tom Brady, the GOAT, right?
Yeah.
Guy, you're friends with Tom Brady. You were Tom Brady's personal trainer at one point?
Yeah, I was with the Patriots when in the 2000s. Shout out to my best friend Rodney Harrison. Ty Warren, Ty Law. Kevin Falk. CJ. I don't want to forget everyone, but you got me on the spot. This has been like years ago. But yeah, we rocked it, I mean, we were, that was the dynasty, Richard Seymour, like there are so many, man, like I don't want to forget all those great names, because for me, those are real men, right? They didn't show up for the money, right? They showed for the game and the brother they have next to them, right? That's why they won. And that's what I learned from those guys, right? Even though I was older than them, I learned that, you have to go to war for the person that next to you. Like this, you don't have to worry about who's on your back because your brother is on your back. That's why, the Patriots killed it, because the players, they played the game, right? They played for one another, it was one of the best experiences ever. I used to have so much fun with, my brother Rodney Harrison, go eat, go to the house. My kids grow up around their kids. It taught me a lot. And the one thing that really changed my mind into getting to like a lot of business is like this guy says, you have to have wealth, because there is difference between rich and being wealthy. Being rich, you have money, right? You have some money, right? 100 million but being wealthy is that you will have wealth for 10 future generations.
It's generational wealth.
Right.
Yeah.
And what is it gonna come from? Investment, and most of it, which I love, my baby girl, real estate. Give me those houses. Like right now, I'm building a hotel right here in Tangiers, Morocco. David's hopefully he's gonna come and have some fun.
Baby.
Him and Chance,
LFG shit.
There is also a hotel in Chefchaouen, called Dar El Rio. So we are building also some complexes right here in Tangiers and Capo Negro in Morocco. So a lot of people say, why do you invest a lot in Morocco? Not my wife is from Morocco. Not only that, of course, I love that country. But, they make it very easy for you, especially for taxes. 7 years tax-free. Show me the money.
Yeah. Well, money, no honey.
Show me the money.
Well, that's my lover. But let's go back a second. So this is a fascinating story about the Patriots, Tom Brady. How did that even happen, man? And you told me this story. We were at my partner Ed's house a few weeks ago, and it was a really amazing story, man. I'd like the audience to know more about it, more how you were determined to be the best personal trainer. Let's go.
Yeah, so when I came to the United States, I don't want to make it a personal story about me, but hopefully the story can, impact somebody who was, who is what I was back then, right? Like, bro, came from Africa,
PhD.
Yeah, it's like, I didn't have much, right? But I had the vision, I have a drive, because why? Just like the Patriots played for their brothers, I came here to sacrifice my time and everything for my mom, my dad, and my siblings. I'm one of 13 kids, right? And we grew up very poor. So my family was like my goal, right? So I was sending, I was doing some work. I did left and right works, but I wanted to make a lot of money. And then I said, look, I have two options here. In the United States, I said, who are making the most money, right? Well, you have actors and you have athletes, right? So beside the investment bankers, those are far. Like, I cannot be that. What can I be then, right? I was young. I was fit.
What year was this?
This was 1998.
Okay.
1998.
99.
Yeah, late 90s, 98, 99. And then I said, okay, either I can be an actor or I can be an athlete. I could be neither, right? So I'm like, all right, so if I cannot be an actor, I cannot be an athlete, how can I put myself between those two people? Either get to know them, right, or be friend with them. And then I learned that with athletes, they always need like strength and conditioning coaches, personal trainers. So I said, all right, I'm going to be the best personal trainer in the world. And that's what I did. I was like hardcore. I took courses. I took you saw how I used to do when I used to do bodybuilding, and I was very, very fit. So I said, I want to be the best trainer. And I did that, so I became a very good trainer. I brought some of my friends. I opened my first gym. Back then it was called Reda Nation. Everybody in Massachusetts, you know who Reda Nation is. So I opened the gyms, and then I wanted to connect with some athletes. I'm like, all right, so where do they go eat, or where do they hang out, right? Because I want to go there. So I figured out that there was a place called Patriots Place. At the Patriots Place, they have a restaurant that sells sushi. All the Patriots goes there. I'm like, oh shoot, man, I need to get there, right? So how can I get there, right? Because remember, you have to dress to impress, right? Yeah. So I spent the money, put myself like in a nice clothes, rented a nice car. I took a friend of mine to drive me there, right? But when I get there, I want the guy who is up front to see like there is a guy who came in, a guy came out, opened his door. He must be somebody. Because believe me, the most trillionaires in the world, they dress up like the most poor people in the world. And the poorest people in the world, they dress up with Gucci, Armani, like blah, blah, blah. Every time you see someone who is dressed up in a lot of brands, they got no money, because rich people don't spend money in brands. So I get there, the guy sees me, the valet comes in, he says, no, he's got to park the car. And I go inside and I sit down and I'm looking around, right? So now I don't know most of these big players, right? So you always want to connect with someone. So I connected with the waitress. I said, who is that big guy over there? A lot of people talking to him. I said, yeah, he's, don't want to throw names, of course. But I said, oh, he's a big Patriots player. I'm like, oh, he's a big Patriots player. This is great. All right, so now I have to have a game plan. What am I going to tell him, right? So now I'm, since I was a kid, I used to always process information, right? I'm like, what am I going to do now? What am I going to say? What am I going to say? I said, all right, I'm going to go. I'm just going to say what comes in my mind. I walked to the guy, big guy, right? He's eating sushi by himself. And I said, I know that you are very well-known Patriots and you have no idea who I am. But I am 100% sure that you are the guy who's going to change my life. I came from Africa. I came very poor with a dream. And I know that one day you're going to be older. You're going to look back and say, I changed a lot of people's lives and one of them would be mine. Are you willing to do that for me? He looked at me and says, who the fuck are you? Right? Like, who the fuck are you? It's like, my name is Reda. I'm just humble. I'm just trying to get to. He said, sit your ass down. I sat down. And since that day, he became my best friend for today. So we started talking, right? And then he's like, all right. So he gave me his phone number. I called him and then I went to his house in Foxborough. Get to the house, get to meet his wife. And then he has a gym. Says, all right, show me what you got. All right, so we went downstairs, we did a session, he loved it. And I said, but I think that it's better for you to come to my gym because I have this, customized workout for you guys. And then he came. And then he started working out with me. And then another player said, hey, who are you working out with? He said, I'm working out with Nation. The second player came in. And then I got a text message from this guy. He says, hey, I have a friend of mine who needs his services, Brad Faxon. I just said the name, sorry. So Brad Faxon is a PGA player. He's in Rhode Island. I'm like, oh, perfect. So he put me in touch with him. I went and I started working with him and PGA players. And then I knew that, I started feeling that momentum. So what I wanted to do, I started going online. That's how I get into the digital side. And I was promoting myself and who I do and everything, right? And then, believe it or not, I got a call from The Biggest Loser. If you wanna do the show. But back then, my dad was very sick, so I had to go back to Algeria. So I passed on that. Back then, the Biggest Loser show. I appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity. But I started working with a player, 2 players, 3 players, and then I started going to their houses. And then, my best friend Rodney, I will never forget, one of the best players on earth, and I love you, Rodney. So he took me to his home. I started, doing work on him. So he was very, very good to me and my family, his wife, his kids. A lot of these people were good. They opened my eyes into dream big and just go big, hit the walls and do it again. So even though I was older than them, it's just the kind of man, the kind of humbleness that they had was like nothing I've never seen. But they instilled in me this drive of an older age, which is the same drive I had when I was young. I came in here and it just opened my eyes, and then I started making serious money. That's when I started buying my house, nice car, and and then I get into the insurance business, and then right now we are right here on a media business with one of the best people on earth, Dave LFG.
Bro, that's a great story. And what I love about it is that it's like any business, any campaign or whatever. You started with a fucking idea, but it's not about the idea, it's about the execution. You came up with the idea, you executed, you rented the car, you came dressed well, you said what you said to him, and it worked, right? And you did the right thing with him, and that led to another one. And then before you know it, you had all the Patriots, right? And they went with Tom Brady, the greatest of all time. Like, that's just amazing what you can do, regardless of where you come from, the education level you have.
100%
hunger, right?
100%, right? It's it's also the personality, right? You're gonna love people, right? They're gonna feel you.
Be genuine.
Because the easiest thing on earth to read is bullshit.
Yeah.
Right? You can read bullshit. So a lot of people in this business, they try to get into it, but they are in it for the wrong reasons, right? Like they want to compete. I've never had a competitor in my life. I've never had a fight in my life, right? I just love people. I want to work with people. Never competed. Always like to work with partners in a business where we can all make money together. Sure. There is a lot of money to be made in this business, but there is a lot of money to be lost in this business.
Oh, 100%. That's what we started off with in the very beginning about, is lead gen fucked? I mean, obviously it's not, but it's becoming harder and harder and harder, right? And
When I first heard of roofs in a box, I thought, no way could everything be combined in one platform, from your CRM to AI to even virtual assistant helping manage all these things together. It has completely changed my business, and I couldn't be where I'm at without it. So over the last 8 months or so, I've saved at least $1 million on what it would cost salary-wise to hire the engineer. I wouldn't have been able to do what I've done without roofs in a box, or be able to do what I am currently doing without roofs in a box. If you are looking to scale, get your business organized, or get it ready to sell, definitely want to give Roofs in a Box a call. They'll get everything tightened up, get you set up to do whatever you need to do for a fraction of the cost. Not everybody's got $1 million just laying around. Hire operations managers and have their own call center. So give Roofs in a Box a call, they'll get it taken care of.
I guess this kind of ties in. I was going to ask you, when you're working with people like Rodney Harrison, Tom Brady, like what's the common factor that you like, what's the biggest takeaway you got in terms of like maybe mental toughness working with someone like that?
Hard work, dedication, hard work. Tom Brady was the first one to show up, the last one to leave. Rodney Harrison was the hardest, football player I've ever met in my life. It's hard work and dedication. Like you have to, it's not, when you have like a nice drink and it hits like your taste buds and your brain feels it, your soul has to feel like, that rage of where you're at right now or where you want to be. Like, you have 3 pieces in you, right? Mind, body, and soul. They have to line up. And you have to have that, you have to have that rage of being sick and tired of being sick and tired, or being broke, or being tired, right? And, and the commitment, like commit. If you fall, get up again, commit again. Like hit walls, hit 3 walls, hit 4 walls, because at the end of the day, that wall is gonna break, right? So what I learned from those guys is that they made the commitment to be the best, and they were the best, because it's all up here, right? Everybody talk a talk, but nobody walks the walk, right? Like, how many hours a day are you working? How hard are you working? How many people are you talking to? For example, I have some brokers, right? They make $3-4 million a year, and they have a broker, he make 100,000. He comes can complain. I'm like, the guy is doing like 900 calls a day. You're doing 6. What to complain? What you put in is what you get out, right? It's like how bad you want it, how hard you want to go, and go all in. Go all in, and then once you get all in, do more all in. You will succeed.
Bro, that's phenomenal advice. We think about Tom Brady played to his 45, right?
Yeah.
I mean, think about how the fuck 45 years old as a quarterback in the NFL. And he won a Super Bowl at 44 or something.
Yeah.
It's just incredible. But I think that's the commitment to where you're talking about. He's committed to he knew that if I'm going to play till I'm 45, I got to get my body at another level. I got to eat the right way. I got to train the right way. LeBron James, he's 40, whatever. Whether you like him or not, I know he's controversial, but the point is that you got to respect that shit, man. You mentioned Kobe Bryant, the same thing.
Yeah.
He was the first one to practice, last one, is that fucking commitment. So no matter what you're in, you got to be committed.
When people are eating that pizza and drinking the beers, Tom and the guys on that level, it's like, no, I'm not gonna put this poison in my body. They eat clean, they work out daily, they clear their mind, they take care of the 3 pieces of their body: mind, body, and soul. They take care of their body with workout. They take care of their mind with watching a lot of football and, just watching nice things. And then they clear their mind where they can go somewhere, dark room, relax, and take care of themselves. It's what you put out. It's like, that's what it is. It's like, take care of your body, you'll be a great athlete. Be humble in this business, you'll become a multimillionaire. Don't screw people, don't play with people, don't lie with people, because it's very easy to see bullshit.
Yeah, and I think it also comes down to the obsessed with being the best, right?
Yeah.
And we talked about, again, going back to what I was saying in the beginning about is lead gen deck, people aren't paying, da. Listen, it happens in all sorts of business, but you can protect yourself. You can get the insurance, right, to cover your ass 90%. That's stuff that I didn't do. And if I did that, it would have saved me multiple 6 figures. Of course, save you guys. Did you have insurance when you had the $1 million situation or no?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Or
But I had good lawyers.
yeah, good luck. Okay, good. So
Yeah.
success leaves clues, right? So
Get me lawyers. Hello, Mr. Jones, I need my money.
yeah, lawyers are huge, but you follow it, and that's why we get people like you on the show, right? That you've been through it. We don't just talk about all the good, we talk about the fucking bad, so we can learn from it, right?
Good, bad, and ugly, baby.
It could have been
Good, bad, and ugly. Because look, everything you see in life is an illusion, right? So sometimes you're watching TikTok, you're watching something on TV or whatever, right? The guy gets in his Rolls Royce, your body starts feeling like, oh shit, man, I don't have that. He drives that Rolls Royce, right? And then he goes into his plane, and then you be like, oh my God, look at these people, how they live. I want to have that plane. He gets into the plane, he gets to Bahamas in his hotel, be like, oh my God, look how he lives, right? At the end of the day, when he sleeps and he closes his eyes, you might be having a better dream than that person. When he goes home in his dark room and he cries and take all of his pills and drink his ass to sleep, you guys are having a wonderful time with yourself, because money doesn't make you happy. Happiness makes you money, right? So it's like everything you see is an illusion. It's like a freaking movie. You think they're having a great life, you know, nice watches, nice cars, nice planes, nice woman. You think it's nice in your mind, but how nice is it? Right? You could be the richest man on earth, right? The richest man or richest woman on earth. You close your eyes, you cannot see your wealth. You cannot see your clothes. You cannot see your money. So your eyesight is more valuable than the money that you have, right? So people have to understand, you know, accept what you have, but move forward and make it bigger, right? Don't be sad, be mad, and change your life.
Yeah, great. Listen, we talked about a lot of different things, but these are great things that it's the foundation at the end of the day, I think, you know, to being a great family man, businessman. It's all connected. It's not all ups, it's not all roses, right?
Nope.
But that's part of the journey. It's part of the fun, is what it comes down to.
100%, man, 100%. Like you gotta have that drive. You know, you gotta believe, you gotta be humble. Once you start making money, always take care of your parents first. Mom and dad, buy them a house, take care of them. And then go to your siblings, right? Brothers, sisters, take care of them. And then go to your neighbors, take care of them. And then once, you know, your relatives are done, you know, go to the poor people. You know, it's like, believe me, you know, I'm a true believer, and I experienced this, right? The best investment I have done in my life, is my invested in God. I give everything on God's name, whatever you believe in, right? Whatever faith you have, right? If you believe in God, I'm talking about you. If you don't, which is fine, you know, everybody has the right to do whatever they want. But if you believe, it's like, I mean, Jamal, like, you know, let's say it in a proper English way. Jamal and I, all right. So Jamal and I, we give a lot of people to poor people, you know, we do build a lot of wells in Africa, and we see that God pays us back like 100 times more. How? You get a phone call from this guy. Hey, I want to buy 8,000 calls. Hey, I want to do this. Or, hey, I have this building to sell. Hey, I have this land to sell. Out of nowhere, God will direct good people to you. When you direct your good energy to poor people, trust me.
Yeah, I said him. You guys are doing great things. Ever since that day I met you, I don't know, it was 5-6 years ago. You guys have always been people of your word. So it's great, man. That's why I want to have you on the show. And I appreciate you. Yeah. So what's your last piece of advice? We started off as lead gen dead. It's not dead, but it's becoming harder and harder. What's your last piece of advice to the
The
audience?
last piece of advice that I'm giving you is this. If you are in this business, right? So we are in the media space. What do we sell? You know, the legal way we sell people, right? So we sell traffic, right? People who can go buy. In the next 5 years, it's going to change if you don't change with it. Why? Because right now, AI is taking over. And now buyers, they can use that AI. Buyers, they did not know how to get clients, right? In a big scale. So they hire all companies like us. Send me $100,000 a month, I want to sell. Right now, AI is so easy and manageable that these buyers, they can use that same system of AI, and they don't have to pay people like us. So you have to diversify your portfolio, get into AI, and the best thing you can do, become your buyer. Create a product so you can become your buyer. So instead of being a publisher, become a publisher and an advertiser. That's how you can make the money. If not, there will be no money, no honey.
Yes, I wish I could sing like that, but bro, that was a fantastic way to. And I appreciate you. You gotta flip the script a little bit, right? Is where
You show me, yeah, Doc. Yeah, I know.
Hello.
Hey, Jack. Yeah, let's flip the script right now, and I have a question to ask my brother right here.
What's up? I know you. Puerto Rico in the house.
Give us the secret, brother Dave, and don't lie to the people. Look in the camera and tell them the truth.
Okay.
Look in the camera and keep your eyes there. What the fuck do you do to stay this young and handsome?
Bro, take care of your health, bro. I'm fucking doing Pilates. I got a picture. I don't know. My wife's gonna put it online. I'm like, don't put it. I get a little humble. You see, I got fucking abs, man. I wonder if I can't. I look, for my age, I look fucking fantastic, I think, man. I'm like that. I'm in that Tom Brady shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Bro. Pilates. You can have a good pizza like once every fucking 2 weeks. Have like 2 or 3 slices. Dr. D, biohacks, peptides. New good water. We don't drink no fucking frog water. No plastic bottle water. We drink glass water. Bro, we're gonna have our own course, man. It's gonna be the LFG. We're gonna have LFG matcha coming out pretty soon.
It's coming
LFG
in.
matcha tea coming out, motherfuckers. Drink that shit. Yo, hey guys, if you like the fucking content, subscribe, like, comment, share the shit with your friends, share the shit with your grandmothers. There's a good chance you got fucked by solar. We got the torque. Put some money in our fucking pocket. Let's go, baby.
Get ready to level your shit up with the LFG Show. We travel the globe to bring you heavy hitters from all walks of life. We've been talking some serious business, from the best digital marketers, government contracting experts, to top athletic and celebrity doctors. We've got it all covered. We're talking to guys who've cashed in for billions with a B. And the best thing is, we're just getting started. So hold on tight. We're about to crank it up a notch. Get ready for next level networking and masterminds within the LFG community. Scared money don't make no money or honey. Hit the subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment, and let's fucking go.